What if I told you that everything you think you know about menopause is wrong? And what if the real secret to thriving during this transition has been hidden from women for decades by a medical system that profits from keeping you in the dark? Hi, I'm Susan Whitaker, and for over 2 decades, I've been diving deep into the science of women's health, uncovering truths that the mainstream medical community either ignores or actively suppresses. Today, I'm going to reveal something so shocking about menopause that it will completely change how you view this life stage forever. But first, let me ask you this. Did you know that Japanese women experience menopause completely differently than Western women? In fact, they don't even have a word for hot flashes in their traditional language. Why? The answer will blow your mind, and I'll reveal it in just a few minutes. Here's what's really happening. Your body isn't failing during menopause. It's actually upgrading itself in ways that modern science is only beginning to understand. But there's a conspiracy of silence around these discoveries, and by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why certain industries want to keep this information from you. Now, I know what you're thinking. Susan, that sounds too good to be true. But stick with me, because I'm about to share 3 groundbreaking scientific discoveries from the last 5 years that will fundamentally shift your entire perspective on what menopause really means for your body and your future. The first discovery is so revolutionary that when I first read the research, I had to put the paper down and walk away. It challenged everything I thought I knew about aging and female biology. But before I reveal that, let me tell you about Maria. Maria came to see me 2 years ago. She was 51, going through what she called the worst time of her life. Hot flashes, brain fog, weight gain, depression. Sound familiar? But here's where it gets interesting. Within 6 months of implementing what I'm about to share with you, Maria looked and felt 10 years younger. Her energy levels skyrocketed, her skin glowed, and her cognitive function actually improved beyond where it was in her 30s. What did Maria discover? The same thing I'm going to reveal to you right now. Recent breakthrough research from Harvard and Stanford has uncovered that during menopause, your brain literally rewires itself. But here's the part they don't want you to know. This rewiring isn't a decline, it's an evolution. Your brain is actually becoming more efficient, more creative, and more resilient. The temporary symptoms you experience? They're just the growing pains of this incredible transformation. Dr. Lisa Mosconi's latest neuroimaging studies show that menopausal women's brains develop new neural pathways that younger women simply don't have. You're not losing your mind, you're expanding it. But the medical establishment profits more from treating symptoms than celebrating this natural evolution. Now, remember I mentioned Japanese women and their completely different menopause experience? Here's the shocking truth. It all comes down to a single compound that Western women are unknowingly depleting from their bodies every single day. This compound, when present in optimal levels, can eliminate up to 90% of menopausal symptoms naturally. The compound I'm talking about is called equal, and it's produced by specific gut bacteria when they metabolize soy isoflavones. But here's where it gets fascinating. Only 30% of Western women can produce equal, compared to over 70% of Japanese women. Why? The answer lies in what we've been doing to our microbiome for generations. But don't worry if you're part of that 70% who can't produce equal naturally. Because cutting-edge research has identified exactly how to restore your body's ability to create this miracle compound, and I'll share that method with you in just a moment. First, though, let me tell you about the second discovery that's going to revolutionize how you think about menopause. Scientists at the University of California have found that menopausal women who understand and work with their body's new hormonal patterns actually live longer, healthier lives than women who try to fight against these changes. The key is something called hormetic stress adaptation. Your body is essentially learning to thrive under new conditions, building resilience that protects you from diseases that typically affect older adults. But most women, following outdated medical advice, actually prevent this adaptation from occurring. Here's what's really happening in your body during menopause and why it's actually cause for celebration, not concern. Your ovaries aren't shutting down, they're shifting responsibility. Your fat tissue, your adrenal glands, even your brain are all learning to produce hormones in new ways. This distributed hormone production system is actually more stable and resilient than what you had in your reproductive years. But here's the crucial part that no one talks about. This transition requires specific nutritional support that 95% of women aren't getting. Without these key nutrients, your body struggles to complete the upgrade, leading to the symptoms that have made menopause feared instead of celebrated. The third discovery I want to share with you is perhaps the most exciting. Researchers at Johns Hopkins have identified what they call the menopause advantage. Women who successfully navigate menopause with minimal symptoms show enhanced cognitive abilities, improved emotional regulation, and what scientists term wisdom acceleration. This isn't just about getting through menopause, it's about emerging from it as the most powerful version of yourself you've ever been. But accessing this advantage requires understanding the precise biological processes occurring in your body and supporting them correctly. Now, let me get back to that equal production I mentioned earlier. The reason Japanese women produce more equal isn't just about soy consumption. It's about having the right bacterial strains in their gut microbiome. Western women, due to antibiotic use, processed foods, and chronic stress, have systematically destroyed these beneficial bacteria. But recent prebiotic research has identified specific plant compounds that can restore these bacterial populations in as little as 4 weeks. When women reestablish their equal-producing capability, they report dramatic improvements in hot flashes, mood stability, and even skin elasticity. The compound that makes this possible is called resistant starch type 3, but it must be combined with specific polyphenol to be effective. Most women are getting neither in adequate amounts, which explains why menopause has become such a challenging experience in our culture. Here's something else that will surprise you. The timing of when you eat is just as important as what you eat during menopause. Your body's circadian rhythms are recalibrating during this transition, and recent chronobiology research shows that meal timing can either accelerate or severely hamper this process. Women who align their eating patterns with their new hormonal rhythms experience 60% fewer symptoms and complete their menopausal transition 18 months faster than women following conventional dietary advice. But there's something even more profound happening that I need to share with you. The emotional and psychological changes you may be experiencing aren't just side effects. They're actually your brain optimizing itself for what researchers call post-reproductive success. Studies from the University of Melbourne have shown that menopausal women develop enhanced pattern recognition, improved decision-making capabilities, and what psychologists term crystallized intelligence. You're literally becoming wiser, more intuitive, and more capable of seeing through deception and manipulation. This is why many cultures throughout history have revered postmenopausal women as oracles, healers, and wise counselors. Your changing brain isn't malfunctioning, it's upgrading to capabilities that serve not just you, but your entire community. Now, I want to address something that might be bothering you right now. You might be thinking, Susan, if all this is true, why isn't my doctor telling me this? The answer is uncomfortable, but necessary for you to understand. The global hormone replacement therapy market is worth over $4 billion annually. The antidepressant market is worth even more. There's simply no profit in teaching women that menopause is a natural upgrade that can be supported through lifestyle modifications rather than expensive pharmaceuticals. I'm not saying that medical interventions are never necessary, but I am saying that you deserve to know all your options, including the ones that empower your body's natural wisdom rather than overriding it. Let me share one more crucial insight that ties everything together. The women who thrive during menopause share one common characteristic. They view this transition as a beginning, not an ending. They understand that their bodies are preparing them for what could be the most fulfilling decades of their lives. Recent longevity research shows that women who embrace menopause as a positive transformation have better cardiovascular health, stronger bones, sharper minds, and more satisfying relationships than women who approach it with dread and resistance. Your mindset about menopause literally changes your biology. When you expect to struggle, your stress hormones increase inflammation and worsen symptoms. When you expect to thrive, your body produces compounds that support healing and adaptation. This isn't just positive thinking. This is measurable psychoneuroimmunology. Your thoughts and beliefs create biochemical changes that either support or sabotage your menopausal transition. So here's what I want you to take away from everything I've shared today. Menopause isn't the beginning of the end. It's the end of the beginning. Your body is preparing you for a life stage that could surpass anything you've experienced before in terms of wisdom, freedom, and personal power. The symptoms you may be experiencing aren't signs of failure. They're growing pains as your body learns new ways to create hormones, new ways to respond to stress, and new ways to access your full potential. The key is supporting this transition rather than fighting it, and that requires understanding what your body actually needs during this remarkable transformation. If you found this information as eye-opening as I hoped you would, I need you to do something right now. Hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, because what I've shared today is just the beginning. In my next video, I'm going to reveal the specific step-by-step protocol that Maria and hundreds of other women have used to not just survive menopause, but to emerge from it more vibrant and alive than they've felt in decades. And if you're ready to dive deeper right now, check the description below for additional resources that will support you on this incredible journey of transformation and discovery. Remember, you're not broken, you're not failing, and you're not too old for your best years to be ahead of you. You're exactly where you need to be, experiencing exactly what you need to experience to become the magnificent woman you were always meant to be. Thank you for trusting me with your time and attention today. I'll see you in the next video, where we'll continue uncovering the secrets that will transform your menopause from a challenge into the adventure of a lifetime.